We need to talk about Tyler the Creator. Now, before I really even get into this, I do need to mention that, well, I'm someone that used to be a massive fan of Tyler as far back as like, I want to say 2010. That should tell you that I'm not making this video just because it's a topic I just want to hit or whatever. No, it's because I really feel like I'm allowed to have an opinion on this. I think a few months ago, I made a video about how Tyler didn't really need hip hop to respect him in a sense. He still managed to conquer and overcome all odds that were stacked against him when it really seemed like he literally had no one in the game on his side other than the OF guys. Not that OF, this one. So this video is not gonna be easy for me to make, but it's time I got real about bro. Because in that video I made about him, I alluded pretty heavily to the fact that I did not like Chromacopia. In fact, I actually fucking hated it. A lot. I genuinely believe that sonically, it may be his best album of all time. But as far as what it is, I don't know, man. Chromacopia isn't a bad album. Me personally, I just didn't like it. And I think it's because the thing with Tyler that he's unfortunately but also amazingly done is set a bar. A bar that maybe he himself reached with this project and even surpassed. But for me, no. Let me tell y'all something. Me and this girl I used to talk to were. I don't know. I don't know if she still likes him, but especially after the bullshit he just dropped. Me and her are on no contact. But anyway, we were massive fans of this nigga. And it's one of those things we actually bonded over when we first started talking. We were there for the actual OG Odd Future Tumblr days. So when Tyler dropped Chromacopia, I think I texted her and I was like, hey, you see that? She was like, yeah. So I had to go to work and she had to go to her college class or whatever. And we weren't going to talk until later after we heard the project. I remember later came, we got on FaceTime. She was like, did you like it? And I was like, fuck no. And she was like, oh my God, me neither. Yada, yada, yada. Point being, I knew something was off about Chromacopia, man. Now, me personally, I'm not a fan of the features of this album. And don't worry, I'm going to get into this bullshit in a little bit. But the features like blew me, bro. Like, yeah, no, let's throw Sexy Red on here because it's a hype song. Fine. But you've made hype songs with Rocky, back when your music was memorable. But maybe Rocky was busy, putting Brianna through the mattress or whatever. Something like that. Fine. But I don't know, man. If y'all remember when he was rolling this out, he dropped Noid and Saint Chroma, which made it seem like it was going to be some sort of hype ass album. But no, I got this nigga whining about being rich and still not really knowing what to do with himself because he's getting older for 53 straight minutes, bro. Don't get me wrong, he has songs that are definitely R&B driven, but like, I don't know, man. I just wasn't fucking with it. But we're not here for that. We need to talk about this. And I hope you're looking at the screen because this album is just a stain to me. And I'm usually the, hey guys, I'm UVXX and I think you should sit with the project and let it grow on you. Yeah. Just sit with the project. Except with this bullshit, there is literally not a thing to sit with. I cannot wait for all the Tyler munchers to put their think pieces in my comments, bro. Bring it on, because I was just like y'all at one point. I would have went to the moon defending this nigga. And if y'all are real Tyler fans, y'all know that battle has been uphill since this nigga came out and really got popping. This nigga's discography is embedded in my head. And that is one of the biggest driving factors for why I think this project is so bad to begin with. And I know y'all are going to be like, oh, that's not fair. He's evolved. And while I can accept that evolving doesn't always equate to getting better, I'm not accepting that this version of evolving is dropping Chromacopia throwaways and honest to God seemingly half-assed dance tracks that some of these underground niggas could have replicated and probably did better. Now, I'm fine with shitting on this because Tyler himself has said on numerous occasions, it's okay to not like something. But Tyler, I make money from talking about what I like and what I don't like, so y'all are gonna hear what I have to say. My first strife with Don't Tap the Glass, stupid ass name, is that the entire project feels extremely rushed. And that's not because he dropped an album what damn near feels like 3 months ago. Nah, it's actually been a whole pregnancy term of 9 months. Doesn't even feel that long, but it has been. If you completely wiped away Chromacopia and he dropped this, putting 4 years in between Call Me If You Get Lost, his last good album by the way, and this shit, it still would have felt insanely rushed. This is the first album I've ever listened to by Tyler where I didn't feel a fucking thing. In fact, The only thing I felt was the urge to turn it off. Now trust me, I completely understand why he tweeted, "Y'all better get them expectations and hopes down. This ain't no concept, nothing." Nigga literally tried to warn us that this shit was gonna suck. But hold on. I'ma tell you another stripe I have. For as long as Tyler has been out, we have never seen a B-sides ass album from him. Something where he hands it out and is just like, "Here, nigga, damn music." He has never done that. Correct me if I'm wrong though. There are multiple hour-long documentaries on YouTube of fan-made theories about how every project in some way, shape, or form connects to each other. And if not, the much deeper story to a project. Can you do that with Don't Type Me on the Glass though? Of course not. And it's not that I'm mad you can't. I'm mad that you even thought this was a good idea to do, Tyler. Tyler has always been that if it was meant to come out, it would have ass nigga. And now here he is handing out shit that didn't even come out for what exactly? Like, what was the point? Which, by the way, I'm sorry, some of these songs suck. For his standards, mind you. Let me say that. For Tyler, the Creator, the same nigga that made Wolf, Cherry Bomb, Call Me If You Get Lost. Fuck it, I'll say it, Bastard. These songs suck. Dick. And I mean, listen, if you liked it, I'm actually so glad for you. You can enjoy music at a face value. And I have the ability to do that too. I mean, shit, I'm a fan of Osama Son. I have to. Especially with where music is at nowadays, you damn near have to enjoy the shit at face value. But I've been such a supporter of Tyler for so long, way too long to approach anything he creatively does at face value. Even if he literally tweets out begging you to. I can't do it, bro. Like, it's just not in my nature. And God, man, I don't want to say what I'm thinking, but I feel like Tyler is trying to keep up with some invisible race that feels like, I don't know, he may be having with his peers. Actually, I don't know. I don't know this nigga, and I'm going off of an X-fan's perspective. And from that viewpoint, I'm just going to say it. This project could have stayed right where it was, which was on his computer away from my ears. And originally, I thought it was just me that didn't like this project, and I was just gonna make a video on the Shay album and call it a day. But then I started seeing all these tweets of people that just confirmed I'm not alone on this, bro. All right, now here's the thing, okay? I waited to make this video just to see if Tyler would do some sort of an interview, and lo and behold, he does an interview on The Breakfast Club or whatever that shit's called. I can't even think of the name, but the one with Ebro and them. In the interview, he basically says exactly what I was thinking, and he further proves my point that no real thought went into this project, which, I mean, yeah, he did kind of specify that with "don't expect much" or whatever, but like, I'm glad he actually said something. And I think kind of where I want to leave you guys off with is he really explained how I feel about him perfectly.
What they're trying to say is, oh, once he put this album out, everything after did not resonate with me, and this is my favorite thing that I have a connection to. That's practically what they're saying. So don't get it twisted. Like, some folks get the fuck out of here. Some niggas hated Chromacopia. Some niggas hated Igor. Bro, some niggas hated Wolf and was like, Goblin was it. Some niggas hate all that shit before.
From the OF tape, right.
Some niggas hate all that before, and they get on with the newer thing. So granted, I have a fan base who loves and stays with me and love my idea, and I appreciate that, and it's super ill. But, you know, it fluctuates. For the 30 that leaves and they're out of here, 90 joins. So it's really sick to have that. And I've seen it with my it's artists that I love. It was like, yeah, after the album, it didn't click with me much, but I'm happy they doing their thing.
One thing I do love about Tyler is that he doesn't give a fuck how you feel about what he does, because there are people who will enjoy it. And I feel the exact same way. That's one thing I can relate to this nigga on. I guess with me just not being used to him not putting too much, you know, I mean, he put care into his music, but like not too much thought behind what the music is supposed to represent or whatever. Like, I don't know. I don't like that, and I'm not used to that from him. And I think that's why I'm just not a fan of this project. Now with Chromacopia, I'm not a fan for a multitude of reasons, but specifically with Don't Tap the Glass, it just wasn't for me. And like he said, like, I like what he did with Wolf and Cherry Bomb and Bastard and Goblin, but things after that haven't really resonated with me. And like, I feel like you got to be a certain type of person to resonate with Igor or resonate with Flower Boy. Like, and unfortunately, I'm just not one of those kinds of guys. Like, you know, I actually like women. I just feel like I just wanted to talk about this because something about this album just felt like forced and rushed. And maybe it's just me. And I think that's kind of why I don't really like enjoy this project because nothing he's ever done has ever felt rushed. And when I started seeing those tweets, I was just like, okay, I'm not alone on this. Like, people actually don't like this project. And then it's like, on top of that, I've been seeing people talk about how they just don't like this nigga overall. And that's why I feel like there's just been a great shift on this nigga. Like, it's either you've always been a fan of him, you're a massive fan of him, or you hate him. And I don't hate him, but I'm also not a massive fan anymore. I'm just kind of I'm in that area where if he drops, I'll try it, but I'm already going into it not really expecting to like it. And after the last two projects, I'm just kind of tired of him doing too much. I feel like he just needs to, I don't know, like can you start rapping again, please, bro? That's just what I would request if I could talk to this nigga. I'd just be like, bro, just start rapping again. Anyway, though, I'm UVXCX. Later.